Oil palm development should support the ability of communities.
Tropical Forest Alliance 2020 Oil Palm Initiative on Sustainable Oil Development in Sierra Leone, together with the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security, has concluded a two-day workshop to improve planning and management related to tropical forest conservation and commodity production at the Hub Hotel in Freetown. Speaking at the close of the two-day conference, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security, Professor Monty Jones said Tropical Forest Alliance TFA 2010 informs at national level participating countries on the three-phase process through which governments and all stakeholders engage in supporting the development of national principles and contributes to implementation of national action plans for responsible oil palm production. Professor Jones, however, maintained that agriculture in Sierra Leone is going through a period of transformation and the sector has proven to be one of the economic growth of all government sectors.
Agriculture continues to thrive, and so I must say that agriculture has proved to be one of the sustainable sectors as far as contribution to the economic growth of our country is concerned, and as far as ensuring food security and sustenance of our people. And I would say that the problems that we are having today, in terms of the foreign exchange, in terms of the economy, is probably because there was this decline in the mining sector that affected us. The Ebola too came in. But one thing that I would like to say is that if our agriculture was strong, if our agriculture was big, we wouldn't have been in this predicament today. We are aware that we've put together the presidential recovery priorities. These are priorities that are supposed to take us to where we were before Ebola struck this country. Before Ebola, this country was the second largest or fastest growing economy in the world. Our economic growth stood at 11.5% in May 2014 when we were hit by Ebola. It was projected to go to something in the excess of 15.5%. for that year, 2014. Prior to that, we attained the same position. In 2014, we attained that same position. So today, we would have gone very far in our economic growth. So it caused a lot of problems. And this is why I'm very happy that you are putting together principles that will promote growth in agricultural development, but particularly in the oil palm sector, which we want to boost.
If the agricultural sector is properly enhanced, this, according to the minister, most of the current economic challenges would have been avoided.
Our forest is going down, and we want to maintain our forest because it is life, it is water, it is cleaning of the environment. Forest plays so much role. It hosts what? Wildlife. It hosts birds. It attracts tourism. So we want to conserve our forests, but we also want to judiciously utilize our forests. And I believe that your guidelines answers to all of those things. I saw in the guidelines you talked about the issue of productivity, increasing productivity. And I think that is the right thing for Sierra Leone. Whether increased productivity in the tree crop sector or increased productivity in the cash crop sector, it's all going to contribute to economic growth of our country.
Speaking on the significance of the conference, the director, Sierra Leone Produce Marketing Board, Henry Yamba Kamara, who is the lead facilitator and country representative on Tropical Forest Alliance 2020 in Sierra Leone, said partners take voluntary actions individually and in combination to reduce the tropical deforestation associated with the sourcing commodities such as oil palm soy, beef, pepper and pork, while bringing together interested members to share information on actions they are taking to address deforestation issues.
These initiatives are being championed by what we call the beneficiaries, who to a larger extent are the consumers, coming from bigger countries and even governments like the UK government and the American government. So they are now even civil societies. They want to make sure that whatever they buy as a product coming from these producing countries has to be produced in a more responsible way, so that we protect the God-given environments.
Abraham Bafo, a lead consultant from the Tropical Forest Alliance, described the workshop as important while noting the progressive pathway through which a country qualifies into the implementation phase. He commended participants that were drawn from various sectors across the board for putting together thoughts and ideas in reaching a 9-point resolution that borders around land use and planning, gender inclusiveness, pricing mechanism and pricing, governance and coordination, and benefit sharing, among others.
Each of the 9 principles have a set of actions, what we believe are implementable, doable, achievable, measurable, to the extent that at the end of the day we'll be able to point to what we have achieved based on our commitment to those principles. I must also say that in coming up with the principles, the participants were also looking at the national laws, policies and regulations that are in place that can be supported by the TSA initiative to ensure that we deliver, or the country delivers on its commitment on those policies and legal requirements.
The goal of the initiative, according to Ibrahim Bafo, is to develop and support the implementation of national and regional principles for responsible oil palm development that take account of the ambitious development plans of countries in Africa, while addressing environmental targets for reduced deforestation, land use and greenhouse gases, and social indicators on issues such as land tenure and the rights of indigenous people. The Tropical Forest Alliance is a public-private partnership in which partners take voluntary action individually and in combination to reduce the tropical deforestation associated with the sourcing of commodities such as oil palm soy, beef and pepper, and also by tackling the driver of tropical deforestation using a range of market policies and communication approaches. Reporting for Star TV, Sarah Calais in Freetown.